Hello everyone, welcome back for another video. In this video, I'll be talking about all the BKFC fighters that I want to become champion in 2026 and all the fighters that I think will become champion in 2026. Starting from the smallest division to the lightest division. Starting from the smallest division to the heaviest division. Let's get into it. The first fighter that I want to become champion and the promotion wants to become champion, we know who. Taylor Starling. So this is for the 115-pound division. The promotion definitely wants her to become champion. She's had like 2 title shots already, and she's 5-4. But we know why they want her. They let her like fight in boxing and everything, and she also does commentary. So we know why, and there's a reason that the photo is there in front of her because we know. So we know that BKFC definitely wants her to become champion. I want her to become champion too because it'll just be like crazy to see. Like it would be crazy to see her with the belt out of everyone, and the talent there is not that good. I think it will stay with Britain Hart. The competition level is just very bad. It's very bad. She's been dominating. Her only 2 losses or 3 losses are from people not even in her division. So it's like her going up a weight or going down a weight, or people coming up to her, or people from other divisions coming to her division. She's really good, or she's all right, but the competition level is just so bad. And the honorable mentions are Sarah Shell. She's number 1 in the division, and I believe she's either 3-0 or 2-0, and she could fight for the belt next, but I don't think she'll win. And Natalie Gage, who is 2-0, I believe, could also fight for the belt. I think she's number 3 or 4 in the ranking, something like that. Next up in the 125-pound division, I think it stays in Christine Ferea hands. Like, nobody's beating her, and it's like nobody's beating her. She's just too good, and she kind of looks like a dude, but she's just better than everyone, and she's only lost once, and she avenged that loss. So it's like, wait, no, she didn't avenge that loss, but she only lost once, and that's to Britain Hart, and that's not even a bad loss. So, and she hasn't won over her too. So I think it stays in her hand. I don't think anyone's gonna challenge her, and the division's kind of trash. So I'll leave it with her, who I think and I want to become champion at the women's 145-pound division, because I don't think they have a 135-pound division. Yeah. So the obvious answer is Aspen Ladd. I went with Aspen Ladd because Aspen Ladd's a former MMA fighter. Oh, she probably still does MMA, but she's an MMA fighter, well known. And the rest of the division is just garbage. Little like garbage. If we're talking about like looks wise, there's like Megan O'Neill, but she just got dominated in her last fight, and I think at Derby, on the Fight Night Derby card. And Jessica Borga, uh, she looks alright, but everyone else here is garbage. Like everyone here, skills wise, is just garbage. And Aspen Ladd is definitely levels above them. So I think she'll probably win another fight and then win the belt, or just go fight for the belt and become champion. But there's not. This is that screenshot is all the fighters in the division. So those 10 fighters right there are the only 10 fighters in the division. The rankings aren't even updated. Well, a lot of the rankings aren't even updated for some reason. But Aspen Ladd for the belt, she's the best. She'll probably dominate all these fighters, the first men's weight class fighter, Andrew Strode. So Andrew Strode is a 4-0 flyweight. He I don't know if he still has the interim belt, but he won the interim belt, and I want him to become champion. I think he's really good, very fast, very good technique, and he's young too. He's only like 24, I believe. I might be wrong on that, but he's young. He's fought some good opponents, like he beat G Perez, and that's like his best. That's definitely his best win. But he should be fine for the belt, and that's who I want to become champion. Who I think will become champion or stay champion, John Dodson. The only reason I think he will stay champion and no one else will become champion is because it's inactivity. He fights like 1.5 times a year on average, and he hasn't even fought in 2025. So I think maybe he will fight Andrew Strode and beat him and then not fight for the rest of the year. But his inactivity is insane. And I think that's probably why. That's probably going to save him and keep him champion. Just fight one more time and then just don't do anything. Like, what is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him fight, like, live. But, yeah, the inactivity is insane. So I think that's going to keep him champion. And I think his record might be 3-0. I might have that wrong. Next up at the 135-pound division, I want Rambo Russo as champion. Now, this is kind of difficult for me because I like Justin Ibarrola, and I want Ibarrola as champion also. But if there was somebody else that I could have as champion for 135, it would be Rambo Russo. The hands on Rambo Russo, like dropping A samples with a jab, just like just running into it, a jab, dropping him. It's literally insane. Like the power and precision this guy has. It's more like precision that makes it like insane when watching him. Like it doesn't have to be the hardest shot and it's gonna hurt somebody. It's gonna be perfect time, perfect placement, and it's gonna hurt somebody. And we want those fentanyl hands on that belt. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but it is insane that he literally was dealing fentanyl. Got caught dealing fentanyl, and he was like acquitted from the charges, which is insane. So he didn't actually go to jail, but we need those fent hands on the belt. But no, he's actually inside. He actually is exciting to watch. He's has a very good personality too. So next up, who I think will be champion is Justin Ibarrola. Ryan Reber in December, and he made that fight look easy in the later rounds, or like I think he finished him in third, I believe. But he made this like he clearly won the second round, I believe. Well, he might have lost that. I think he lost the first round and he might have won the second round. But he finished Reber in the third, so it doesn't even matter. But I think he'll be champion because everyone else in the division is like coming off of a loss or 1-2. The only person I think his next opponent will be Nate Maines, and he's number 5 in the division. But that's literally because he's 2-0. He can't fight Reber again. Usmanov is 1-2, and he's only on a 1-fight win streak. And then Keith Richardson lost to Usmanov. So his next opponent will be Nate Maines, probably, most likely, unless they bring in someone else from a different division. I don't think Kai Stewart is making 135, even though he called him out. But Ibarrola is very good, and I think he beats Nate Maines. And then I don't know if he fights again for the rest of the year because of lack of opponents. But maybe Maines and Usmanov or somebody else, and he keeps the belt, most likely. Next up, who I think and want to be champion for 145 is Kai Stewart. I think everybody likes Kai Stewart. He's even like, I don't think he's the most fun fighter, but I like technical fighters like Austin Trout, Ibarrola, Rambo Russo, like those good technique guys. And Kai Stewart using the clinch game always like amazes me with like his technique. So I think he will become. I think he will stay champion, and his only threat is Edgar Palooza. And Edgar Palooza is literally on a I think 6 fight win streak. I think 5 of them are finishes. His last one was a decision, but I think he beats him too. He's fought tougher opponents, so I think he beats him, and then they were saying he wants to go up to 155, but 155 is in a tournament right now. So I don't know. Maybe he'll like vacate his belt and he won't be champion. But it's either him or Edgar Palooza. Edgar Pazzola. I've been butchering his name by accident. But yeah, I think I think no one's gonna beat him for 155. I had Austin Trout. My guy. The GOAT. The literal GOAT of BKFC. The guy who beat the GOAT twice at 155 and 165. I think I think he will become champion because he just has to win one more fight. He beat the toughest guy at 155 and Luis Palomino, so now he just has to beat Franco or Frank Trinaglia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably butchering it, but yeah, he has to win one more fight to become champion, and then I don't know if he defends his belt, but it's most likely that the most likely case, he'll probably beat Franco Tenaglia, beat him, and then probably rest for the rest of the year. I don't know, but if he does beat him, I would think he'll beat the next person lined up in the division. And he's just very exciting. He's very good technique. He's probably the most technical fighter in BKFC that I've seen. He's very good. Like his boxing is just levels above everybody else in the division and in the promotion, actually. Next up for the 165-pound division, I want Bryce Henry, another boxer or former boxer. He's very good. It's all finishes in his 6 fight, fighting in at 155 and 165 because people are like avoiding him. People are literally avoiding him, trying not to fight him. He hadn't had a fight in the rankings, I believe, but this guy has a good chance at actually becoming champion by winning like two fights, and he should be fighting for the belt. But this guy is a beast. He's a technical monster. Has very good body shots, very good crisp boxing. I think he's one of the best 165 pounders like in BKFC. Who I think will become champion. So I think Rico Franco will become champion. Or it's really a toss up between him and Carlos Trinidad on who gets the shot after Dustin Pague. Or Pague, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. But it's really who gets the shot after him if he defends the belt this year. But I think Dustin Pague loses to Julian Lane, and Julian Lane just defends against Rico Franco and probably loses. Rico Franco only loss in BKFC is to Austin Trout. So now he has a chance to fight Julian Lane if they give him the title shot, and I think he will beat Julian Lane. I think he's just a better fighter, and Julian Lane has been fighting lower competition. So I think he'll beat him and become champion. We'll see. Next up, for the 75 pound division, I have Mike Perry is who I want to become middleweight champion. Mike Perry has literally turned his whole career around, going 6-0 in BKFC after being I think 7-8 in the UFC. It might have changed, but changed his whole career around, evolutionized the game of literally BKFC, bringing names over like such as MVP, Rockhold, and even Jeremy Stevens. It's just insane. He's literally the most popular BKFC fighter. A lot of people have gotten into BKFC because of him, and he wasn't even like a crazy name. Like he didn't have like a crazy of like fan base or anything like that. He just made a lot of noise and brought a lot of people's attention. It's insane. I think I want him to become the BKFC champion because of how exciting and popular he is. So bringing more eyes to the sport and just bringing bigger names also. And a fight against him versus Mundell will be fire. I know Mundell has been calling out for that fight, but literally everybody has been calling out to fight Mike Perry. Like, even Lorenzo Hunt wants to fight Mike Perry, which is insane. Who I think will be champion for the 175-pound division. I think David Mundell stays the middleweight champion. I think he defeats Mike Perry or the next contender, because I don't know if Mike Perry even wants to fight him. But I think he stays, beats them, stays champion, maybe defend once more against whoever after that, and then he just stays champion. I don't see anybody beating Mundell. I believe his only loss, I can't remember who his only loss is to, but it wasn't even at 175. I can't remember the name. I don't know why I can't think of it. But next up, for the 185, I want Jomi Escoboza to become the 185-pound champion. This guy is an absolute beast. He's like huge. He's not Esteban. I mean, he's not. Yeah, he's not Esteban Rodriguez huge, but he's beat Esteban Rodriguez. Even though it was a majority decision, it was a close fight, but very good fight. He's very good, like performance-wise. Love watching this dude fight. I think he's very good, and it'll be cool to see him become a BYB champion and a BKFC champion. I don't know if he does it though, but I want him to become champion. One of my favorite fighters, who I think will be champion. So we have the Roy Cheat himself, the John Jones of BKFC. He's literally like the John Jones of BKFC, and Mike Perry's like the Conor McGregor of BKFC. The two-time or former the former two-division champion himself, and the two-time champion Lorenzo Hunt. I think he stays champion. So he has a fight in February against Yoel Romero, and then after that fight, I think he probably defends one more time, and then just relax for the rest of the year. But his fight against Yoel Romero is a catchweight bout, so maybe they'll do an interim fight for some other fighters at 185. But it's a catchweight bout with no belt on the line, so he's not even fighting in his division. And then he'll probably just fight one more person, or probably not even fight for the rest of the year. But I think he's just too dominant, just too good. Even if he loses to Yoel Romero, it means like absolutely nothing. But it's a good fight for Knucklemania. So next up is the 5-pound division. We have Esteban Rodriguez. I want him to become champion at the 205 division because this guy is like enormous. He is huge, powerful. He knocked out what's his called? I can't remember his name. Perez in literally 3 seconds, which everybody thought Perez was very good. Perez is very powerful, I would say, but he's very iffy with his chin. But this is who I think will become champion and who I want to become champion at 205. I think he has what it takes to win the fight. I believe it would be against, I can't remember his name either. He's 2-0. He's the champion at cruiserweight right now. Can't remember his name. I'm bad with names, but I think he will beat him. And like, I don't know if he's gonna face him in his next fight, but his fight after his next fight or his next fight. I think he just puts his lights out, become the champion, and his only loss is to Escoboza. So I think he got this one. Every one of his other wins are finishes, and his only I think all his wins are finishes, and his only loss is a decision. So I think he got this. For the heavyweight division, it's literally has to be Leonardo Perdomo. This is who I think will and I want to become champion. This dude is definitely the best heavyweight in the promotion. There's no doubt about it. There was doubts about his cardio. Can he go past the first round? What would happen if he gets in the second round? What happens if he goes to the third round? He has answered those questions after his Corey Willis fight. There is literally no other test for him unless we give him like Parker Porter or something. But Parker Porter just fought. So I think if they're like really doing him dirty, he'll fight one more time and then fight for the belt. Even though he's on a 10-fight win streak, all first round KOs besides one, and literally the number one contender. I don't know if he'll fight for the belt. He'll probably fight for the interim belt or something like that. But Ben Rothwell is taking on Andre Arlovski. So that's going to take up a lot of time, and I think that's in February. So we don't even know if Ben Rothwell will fight after that in the year. But if they do, it'll probably be like, maybe like September or something like that. So we'll see if Perdomo wants to wait. But he's absolutely the best heavyweight in the promotion. All finishes, undefeated. He is next. He deserves it. And everybody's calling for it on Instagram. Every Instagram post about, I think maybe like Knuckle Mania, or just had the heavyweight division itself has Perdomo in it. Thank you for watching, and I would want you to comment below who you believe is going to become champion in 2026, or who you want to become champion in 2026. I'll read your comments and reply, and I want to hear like what you guys have to say, because I know a lot of these were like based off of like what I want. A lot of people want G Perez to become champion at flyweight. I think I just like Andrew Stone more, and I like his fighting style more. So leave a like. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you liked the video. Comment below who you want to become champion.